What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Zach, back at ya. No, I'm just kidding. It's me, Zach, back with another video here. We've got a glorious pull day. That's P-U-L-L, not P-O-O-L. There's not a pool in the frame here, but I guess I could sneak one in there. Anyway, this workout is going to be 3 exercises. Very similar to the push day in that regard. First one is dumbbell incline curls. Gonna do 4 sets of that. Rep range is 10 to 20 there. Then we've got pull-ups with a band. That way I can get, a decent number of reps and not have to, cram in like 6 sets. Because after a while, doing sets of 3, 4, 5 pull-ups just becomes a little tedious. And then the final exercise is going to be super ROM dumbbell rows. So I'm going to get into this warm-up set for some curls. Let's get it going. Okay, and so there goes the warm-up set. I think after that, all I'll do is maybe a little preparation set. Just use the actual working weight for a couple reps just to see how it's feeling, make sure everything feels okay. And then after that would be a little bit of pressing. Yeah, you'll see here, maybe after this, I like to do a little bit of pressing. Same thing on my push day, how I like to warm up the back. On my pull day, I like to warm up, I guess, my front a little bit. Do some, either some shoulder pressing, maybe do some push-ups, something like that. Getting the whole upper body warmed up on an upper body day, even if it's not the muscles you're using, sometimes it could just make the lifts feel a little bit better, so I like to do that. So, wandering around doing, there goes those incline presses, just to get a little blood flow, loosen things up a little bit, get ready for the lift, because the stretch on these also does involve your front delts a little bit, so it's good to warm them up. I think that's all the warming done, so it looks like we're going to get into that first set of incline curls in earnest. Here we go. And that's 14 reps for that one. Go ahead and write down the reps there. It's kind of neat too, because as I do these sets, you'll be able to see on my phone there on the left side of the screen, I wear either an arm mounted or a chest mounted heart rate monitor. think I'd mentioned it before. I don't really use the data, but it's neat to just watch, how high my heart rate spikes on certain exercises and how quickly I recover with certain breathing types and stuff like that. So it's fun. And I'm a nerd, so I like it. But let's get in that second set of curls now. And 13. And you can see I really wanted to just go ahead and let go of those things, but gotta control that eccentric every time or else, well, one, I'll be missing out on, bicep stimulus or bicep hypertrophy, and that's the whole point of why I'm doing this, so I'd be kind of wasting my time. And two, well, because it's safer. If you slow down on that eccentric and you don't just drop the weight out, bottom out, you're less likely to snap something up. So, trying to keep doing this longer rather than shorter. Okay, another set done. So the reps for this one, I did 4 total sets. It's 14, 13, 12, and 11 reps on each of those. And then, I like to, do a little posing, just see how things are looking. It's fun. I need to start actually doing posing practice because it's actually shocking how smoked you can get if you just, for even 2 or 3 minutes of posing, like dedicated, front relax, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right, and then doing all the mandatories and everything, man, you might be surprised how much cramping and sweating and panting goes on. But speaking of all that, let's get into that last set of curls. that high degree of tension, we have completed our last set of curls. So up next is pull-ups with a band. And the weight resistance on this band, I think it's, I want to say it's 25 to 35 pounds. It's a Rogue band. And so you'll see I like to set it up as like a loop like that, and then get the balls of my feet all the way out to that knuckle, the pinky toe. That way I got a nice stable platform. And I typically prefer pointing my feet out and then flexing my core during my pull-ups. It just helps me stay more, or maintain more stability in my core and focus on pulling from the elbows to crush the lats. So, let's crush them. Alright, so I got that first set of pull-ups done. So one of the things I want to mention here is being consistent rep to rep. That way you know you're actually progressing. Because if your form changes session to session, if you did your pull-ups with a little more oomph this time than last time and you get more reps, are you actually getting that many more reps, or using other muscles? So I like to do something like what I'm doing here, where I pull up to my nose and go back down. Keep the same pace, same target. That way the reps are the same and we know we're progressing. With that last nose to the bar, second set is done. So you might notice I've got some wrist straps on. Those are Versa grips. Those things are amazing, especially for pull day. I think on their website and on their information when you purchase one of their products, it says that you can use them for pushing. I've never tried it before. I might try it out and see how it is, but definitely for pulling, what they do is essentially remove your grip strength from the equation. And since this exercise is not for hypertrophying my wrists, or my forearms rather, it's for my back. So that's what I want to target. So I'm not looking to smoke my forearms. It's not an ego thing or anything like that. I'm just trying to target the muscle. So let's get into that third and final set of pull-ups. Alright, that's pull-ups done. So now we're going to be switching to the next exercise, which is super range of motion dumbbell rows. And these, anyone who's got back pain or anything like that might cringe pretty hard on these, because what I'm doing here, this is a weight, like normally if I'm dumbbell rowing, I'm going to be using 40 to 50 pounds depending on the rep range. With these, I'm using 30 pounds. And that's because on the eccentric portion of the movement, lowering the weight back down, I'm slowly lowering the weight back down, and I'm also leaning forward and essentially trying to stretch all of my back musculature as much as I can. Get to the bottom, pause at that full stretch, that maximum tension, and then, lifting up a little bit, hinging up at the hips a little bit, just to create some rigidity in my spinal erectors, and pulling the weight up to complete the row. So let's get in this first set. Alright, yeah, so you can probably see what I was talking about with that massive stretch at the bottom. Another interesting thing, too, that I found out is if you, at the bottom of that movement, if I push kind of, not too much, but just half inch to an inch or so, kind of push the dumbbells out in front of me, it stretches the lats even more before I pull back up with the concentric portion of the movement. So just another way of getting a little extra stretch and tension on the lats. So I believe, so this one's only got 2 sets, so this will be the last set of the workout. Let's get into it. that's that. Dumbbell rows complete. That's 2 sets there. Reps were 15 and 13. And so that wraps up this first 3-day split here at 1 rep in reserve. My next video is going to be a philosophy video, actually, that's going to go into a different playlist about, well, I guess I'll just keep that secret. You guys can go check out the video if you want, and feel free to like and subscribe to the channel so that we can keep up with the progress. I'll be posting 3 lifts each week minus when I do a deload, and since I'm at 1 rep in reserve now, I'll do 0 reps in reserve next week. I'll probably only do 3 sessions of that and then deload, and then we'll get back to our regularly scheduled program, start out at 3 RR and work our way down. So I'm going to head out. Hope you all have a good day.